Welcome back to the Sip the Tally 2025 preseason power rankings. And today we're coming to you with team number 25. Yesterday was team number 26. It was the New York Jets. And as far as the position rankings, I have their quarterback room 28th, running back room 21, wide receiver 25, tight ends 31, offensive line 10, which is their highest group, defensive line edge 32. I had their linebacker group at 10, but that was with CJ Mosley, but he's not there anymore. But I'm not changing it. And cornerback room 13, safety 21, put them at a 21.22222, and that made them the 26th team on the Sip the Tally power rankings. Now, today's team, we're in the 20s. So in the teens. Their rankings, position rankings will average out to be in the teens. So with that being said, now it gets real tight. A lot of these numbers are bunched up. So you have from team 25 all the way into team 4 that are in the teens. So that's what the rubber meets the road now. We start getting tight, and one position group can sway your rank in 2 or 3 spots in this position. And the team at 25 is a team that a lot of people won't think would be down here. But when you look at the totality of their team and the stuff that they got going on, I have the Cincinnati Bengals at team 25. Let's take a look at their draft choices and see who they picked up in the draft and go from there. But the drama starts right with the draft. Their first round draft pick is not signed, and he is not there. And that is Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M. They also picked up Demetrius Knight, linebacker out of South Carolina. Dylan Fairchild, offensive lineman for Georgia. Barrett Carter, a linebacker from Clemson. Jalen Rivers, an offensive lineman from Miami that I like. And Taj Brooks, a running back from Texas Tech, who was pretty good as well. Let's take a look at what they have on the offensive side of the ball coming back. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is a guy. There's no way around it. Not gonna hate on him and try to downplay his accomplishments and what he does for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is a guy. Jake Browning came in and did excellent behind him last year, and so I like that quarterback room a whole lot. Running back room: Chase Brown, Zach Moss, Samaje Perine, Taj Brooks. It's solid. Brown emerged as the kind of do-it-all back for him. He can catch it out the backfield. He can run between the tackles. He can run outside. Not a great back, but he fits what they need, and they need a guy that can kind of do a little bit of it all. Then their power back can come in and be Perine, and Zach Moss is a mixture of both of those guys, in my opinion. Going to the wide receiver room. Their 1-2 punch, probably the best in the league. But you got to look at the whole wide receiver room, and you'll see what the ranking is from that. Chase, probably the best receiver in the league. Higgins, probably top 15, top 10 in the league. And then, Joseph he's just a guy. He a guy. And then up front, you have Orlando Brown Jr., Ted Caracas, Cody Ford, Amarius Mims, who was a rookie last year. And one site has Volson starting. PFF has Fairchild starting. Left guard is their weak spot. Left guard is definitely their weak spot. Mims will be better, but they're trying to build that offensive line. Their offensive line has not been great for a minute, and they trying to build on it, getting Orlando Brown, drafting Mims. They drafted 2 O-linemen this year. They trying to find solutions to their O-line, but a lot of times Joe Burrow runs for his life. He gets up, and gets hit, and then gets up and just goes back at it. Let's look at the rankings I have for him offensively. Quarterback room, I have them 2. This is the second 2 we've seen on the countdown. The Browns were number 2 at linebacker, in my opinion. But the Bengals are number 2 in the quarterback room, and I talked about why they're that. Wide receiver, running back. I like their group of running backs, all 3 of them to combine. When you look at Brown, Moss, and Perine, and when you add Brooks in there, that's a pretty solid running back room. No star, so to speak, but they're pretty solid. Wide receivers, 1 and 2. If it was just a duo, they'd probably be number 1. But when you got to throw Joseph in there, that dropped them down, and that's why they're number 8. But if it was just a wide receiver duo, they probably would be 1, no cap. Tight end, Gesicki. I didn't mention Gesicki a minute ago, but in the tight end room, they have Gesicki, Drew Sample, and Eric All Jr. Their tight end room is okay. Gesicki's best trait to me is his skedaddle. It ain't even a greedy. It's a skedaddle. When he scores and try to do the greedy, that's one of the funniest things I've seen in football in a long time. And I love when he scores. I don't like it when he scores against the Ravens, but I love when he scores just to see him do the greedy, because that is funny. And then O-line to have them 30. Like I said, they're working at it, but it ain't there yet. But they throwing darts at the wall trying to get it right. Let's go to the defensive side. On defense, Hendrickson is. I don't think Henderson's playing for them. I really don't. I don't think they're gonna give him what he needs or what he wants. I just don't. But he's in this mix as well. When I score him, he's part of the scoring. You look at Osai, Hill, and then Shamar Stewart ain't there either. So you got to go to Miles Murphy, maybe. I don't know what to say. I don't know what they just seem like they don't give a you know what about defense. That's what it seems like. Or they know they spent all their money on offense. They got to try to cut back on defense because the money ain't there to go around. You look at their linebackers, Wilson and Demetrius Knight Jr. Demetrius Knight Jr. got to replace. What's my guy name that left? I forget. He was just on one of my countdowns the other day. Shoot, I can't think his name. But and the thing is, I have that linebacker still included in these rankings. What is his name? I know y'all tell me in the chat. Appreciate y'all. But I can't think of it while I'm recording this. But again, that linebacker is considered into these rankings, and Knight was not. So the linebacker ranking should be lower than it is, and I don't even remember what it is yet. We'll find out in a second. Cornerback room: Cam Taylor-Britt, Newton, DJ Turner. Those three don't scare me. Those three don't scare me at all. Then on the back end, you got Chico Stone and Battle, and I haven't liked Chico Stone even while he was still on the Baltimore Ravens. So at one point, Geno Stone and Eddie Jackson, the guy the Ravens cut last year, both of them were the last rated safeties in the NFL. So defensively, I don't like what I see over here for them. So defensive line edge group probably won't be Henderson. Stewart ain't there. I got him at 24, but that's because I assume Henderson will play on this. I think Henderson got 1 year left on his deal. I think. Don't quote me on that. Let me know in the chat box. I think Henderson got 1 year left on his deal, so he may end up playing that and then going from that, but I doubt it. Linebackers at 17, but had I known that the starter was not going to be there, I can't remember his name for nothing. It'd probably be lower than 17, but it is what it is. I wasn't changing these rankings once this late player movement happened. Cornerback room, 28. Not impressed with that cornerback room at all. None of these guys scare me as far as locking somebody down or shutting somebody out. Maybe they can make a situational play here and there, but they don't scare me at all. And then the two safeties, Geno Stone and Jordan Battle, don't scare me at all. So you take all those numbers together, add them up, divide them by 9, 19.33333. And that's why the Cincinnati Bengals are your number 25 team on the Zip the Tally Power Rankings. Now, again, people will be outraged because the Bengals are this low, but you look at it. All their firepower on offense. The defensive side of the ball for them really sucks at this point. And imagine if they don't have Hendrickson or their first round pick. It's going to look even worse. So, I appreciate you guys for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we really getting this timing on down. Now I got you out of here. Right now it says 8:50. So hit that like button. Talk about it. Let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I'm sure a Bengals fan will find this at some point and try to use this motivation, but it's just the numbers are where they are. Peace, y'all.